very smiley.
I'm just a happy
I wish I could smile as much as you do.
Thank you. You know, I just found my life mission and it makes me happy, man. This is genuinely my passion. You know, so thank you for being one of 10,000 and helping me get to my
Not one of the most well known, but anyway, I'm the best in the price range.
I'm very excited about you being a part of this, though, man. Seriously.
Well, I'm glad one of us is.
All right, David. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
David, what's your dream?
Well, dreams change over the years. So when I was a kid, I dreamed of being a comedian. I still hope one day that dream will come true. But, I was sort of thinking I'd love to do a comedy show on TV, sort of 9 o'clock on BBC Two. And then sort of that part of it came true. And then you're sort of thinking, oh, wow, I wonder how far you can take this. Can we dream big? And then that happened, which was great. And then started writing books and I wasn't necessarily dreaming of like success in sales, but you just wanted it to be, to be good. And then, I've had success at that. But my sort of career dreams are, I'd love to write a James Bond movie because I'm obsessed with James Bond. And not comparing myself, but Roald Dahl did write a James Bond screenplay.
Wait, he did?
You Only Live Twice. He did an amazing job. Now, I know I'm not as talented as him, but at the same time, I'm coming from writing for kids, so it wouldn't be impossible. And I'd love to write a big animated movie, like, if they said that we're making a Toy Story movie or something. So those, but really, I only have one dream now, because my son is 11. And my dream is just for him to be sort of blissfully happy for his life. And for him to look back on his childhood only with happy memories of me, because it's such a formative part of your life, isn't it? People trace so much back to their childhood, traumas of some kind which set patterns of behaviour and stuff. So all I think about really is my son's happiness and how everything I do can affect that. And obviously I won't be here one day, but I just, my dream is from just to look back with great fondness, having had a lot of fun together, lots of laughs together, and for a sort of little part of me to sort of live on through him, some of my spirit. So that's my dream.
Dude, that's so cool.
I know.
Does he have a dream right now, your son?
He'd like to be a vet, and I'm really pleased that he doesn't say I want to be a comedian or his mum's a model or anything like that. He doesn't say I want to be a model. He says he wants to look after animals. He's a very sweet-natured boy. And we were going to Disneyland in Florida, and before I went, it's epic. I don't know if you've ever been, but there's like multiple parks. You have to drive between them. And I said, let's look at the map and see all the places. And I said, look, this is here, this is a space, and this is the roller coaster. And I said, I think we're going to have fun. He says, of course I'm going to have fun, Daddy. I'm going to be with you. And so, as a parent, that's the thing you sort of dream of most of all, is like, that's all you want, your child to be happy. And you can't be happy if they're unhappy. And if they're happy, you're happy. It's this amazing thing where you become completely selfless in a way. I mean, yes, I'm still egotistical, so selfish in some ways, but when it comes to him, he comes first. Everything, his happiness comes first. So, it's a wonderful transformative thing in my life. And then all those dreams that were about careers, career opportunities and achievements or awards or whatever you might be dreaming of, suddenly become a lot less important.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
She's falling in love with me.
I know.
She's realised she's made a terrible mistake.
You better pull it back, man.
This guy's amazing.
You're charming my woman.
This guy's amazing.
As an author, do you dream of writing a book that lives on like Peter Pan, Harry Potter, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Is that a dream of yours?
I dream of just one day writing a good book. That's what I'd like to do.
I
think it's the thing when you're an author is like, a dream is sort of for the book to be passed through generations. Yeah. So you mentioned like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So it was written before I was born. And then I read it as a kid, and I read it to my son, and he's probably going to read it to, if he has children himself, is reading to them. So, that will carry on. You mentioned Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland. Peter Pan's been around about 100 years, Alice in Wonderland about 150 years. And so yes, it would be good if... It would be very nice if something I did kind of lasted, but you can't have a lot of influence over that other than trying to do something really good. Yeah. But we'll see. But I mean, I think if it's another generation, I'll be pleased. Yeah. But I've only been writing books for 15 years, so I haven't had anyone come up to me yet and said, I used to read your books as a kid and now I read them to my kid, because quite enough time has passed. Even somewhere like New Zealand. So I did meet someone yesterday who was a granddad and he was like 45.
What?
Yeah, he was 45. But then I worked it out. I thought, I think his child had a child at 21 or something like that. And that sort of made sense.
It's kind of cool though. Granddad at 45.
Well, I'm glad I'm not a granddad now. I know it's the end, don't you really? But yeah, I think it's a nice dream, you know, so just someone else's happiness. Yeah, is a good one.
So awesome, man. And James Bond, dude, come on, Barbara Broccoli, you gotta do it, man.
Well, she knows who I am, and she's not asked me, so I think that means it's never going to happen. But that's okay. I just like watching them, but you know, I sort of love them and know them sort of inside out. Yeah. So, but it would be a massive responsibility because you have this incredible franchise that's going on for 60 years, and just imagine if you were the one to screw it up. And I wouldn't write it as a comedy. I'd just love to write it as a thriller.
You would.
Well, I don't know.
Would kill it.
But anyway, that's a dream. It's good to have some dreams that you know don't come true, because it means you've still got things to, you know, aspirations. Haven't you? Yeah.
Did you always want to be a children's writer? Like, was that a childhood dream?
It wasn't really a childhood dream, and I feel a bit guilty that it wasn't. But I was just so obsessed with comedy and being a comedian that I only really got into writing as the dream of being a comedian, because I knew that comedians tended to write their own stuff, the sort of modern ones, like kind of Monty Python onwards. They tended to be writers too. So I thought, if I'm going to be successful as a comedian, I can't just, what am I going to do? What am I going to perform? I can't just do other people's sketches and characters. So I started writing, you know, my own sketches and characters and things like that, even when I was at school. So then I started to realise the sort of more I wrote, that I felt like the writing was the really creative part of being a comedian. I know, you know, performing is a massive part of it too, but for me, you spend more time writing. You know, you're not interpreting something, you're trying to create something from nothing. And then I realised, you know, I loved writing, and then I just had this idea. This first book called The Boy in the Dress. I thought, what would happen if a boy goes to school dressed as a girl? And I thought, maybe that's a story worth telling. So that was 15 years ago. So it's a bit of a cliche, it's beyond my wildest dreams, but I never thought I'd be in like countries all over the world and someone would say, oh, you know, kids in China are reading Gangster Granny or something. You know, you can't contrive that. All you can do is write the story that you think you would like to read, and then you hope other people would read it. You can't, if you try and second guess what people want, the whole thing becomes kind of empty. Whereas if you just follow your own instincts. Tom Ford told me that.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, because he said all you can really do is follow your instincts. And if your instincts have taken you so far, then you've got to trust them. Yeah. And it's quite interesting, isn't it? Because no one's instincts will be 100% great. Even a sort of great artist like a Steven Spielberg or something will have the odd film that isn't that as successful as others. But it sort of doesn't really matter, does it? Because his instincts must be right about 95% of the time. So. And that's good enough to be successful.
Dude, well...
Thank you.
Thank you for pursuing your dream. It's
right.
Genuinely inspiring. As someone who can watch from a distance, it is inspiring, man.
I think, you know, you've got a whole movie there, really. You've got a whole Netflix special out of all my wisdom.
You're going to turn on Netflix in a year and go, what? David Walliams special.
Yeah, 6 1 hours. Like a kind of Meghan and Harry documentary or something. I'm going to book this 10-minute interview, bro. Archive footage, the whole shit. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you very much.